In this video, I'm going to review the 2022 Audi e-Tron GT. Is this really the Tesla Model S killer? Stick around to find out. I traveled to Las Vegas, Nevada, where I rented this 2022 Audi e-Tron GT on Turo. I put over 140 miles on it in the 24 hours I had it. I charged it twice, and I drove it to the top of Mount Charleston and back. But before I dive into what it was like to drive and how it compares to a Tesla Model S, let me give you a brief overview of the e-Tron GT and the specifics on the model that I drove. Audi first introduced the e-Tron GT in February of 2021. It's built on the same electrical architecture as the Porsche Tycan. The J1 architecture, as it's referred to internally, is a 93 kilowatt-hour, 800-volt system with dual synchronous electric motors, one to drive the front wheels and one for the back. All e-Tron GT models are quattro all-wheel drive and have automatic transmissions. It comes in three primary configurations. Premium Plus is the base model. Prices start at $102,400, includes 20-inch wheels, power folding and heated outside mirrors, LED headlights, panoramic glass roof, power tilt and telescopic flat bottom steering wheel, heated front seats, and a rear view camera are just some of the standard features. The Prestige model starts at $109,600, and this is the model that I rented. This adds features like an adaptive cruise control with lane guidance, heads-up display, multicolor LED interior ambient lighting, heated rear seats, and an upgraded Bang & Olufsen 3D premium sound system. The top-of-the-line model is the RS, which starts at $142,400. This gives you a special 20-inch 5-spoke turbine-designed aero wheels, a carbon fiber roof instead of the panoramic roof, special disc brakes with orange calipers, and a carbon fiber and black optic exterior kit. And most importantly, a special software tuning of the car gives you higher performance, all from the same battery pack as the other models. The vehicle I drove had a few options, including the Daytona Gray Pearl Effect paint was a $595 option. The 21-inch wheel package was $2,000. The full leather interior package was $4,000, and this also includes ventilated front seats with massage function and a heated steering wheel. And the performance package was $6,000. This package includes rear wheel steering, a black optic exterior kit, a high gloss black grille on the front, black optic exterior mirror housings, Power Steering Plus, which provides additional assistance at lower speeds and less assistance at higher speeds, HD matrix design LED headlights with Audi laser light and animation, and it also includes something Audi calls e-Torque Vectoring Plus. This is a locking rear differential for improved cornering and has the ability to apply the brakes on the inner wheel for improved handling. When you throw in the $1,045 shipping charge, the sticker price on the model I drove was $123,240. Now I want to provide my driving impressions of the vehicle, along with charging and what its range is, and then talk a little bit about how it compares to a Tesla Model S. And as you would anticipate with any electric vehicle, unlike an ICE engine, internal combustion engine, where you have to get the RPMs going to get into the power band, an electric car, the power is instantaneous. And so that's why it gives such great acceleration numbers. And I'll put those numbers up on the screen if you want to know what it'll do 0 to 60. The RS model with its programming is a little quicker than this model. But in reality, you know what, I'm not sure why you would need that. I mean, this is a luxurious, sporty sedan is what it is. You're not taking this out and running it on a racetrack. Even though it's got all-wheel drive and it has a lot of power, you do have to remember, it's about 5,000 pounds. I'll put that number up on the screen too and tell you what the car weighs. And that's true of most electric cars, is they're very heavy. You know, I'm doing 82 miles an hour and it is so smooth. It's really, you don't even notice how fast you're going. Now, I will mention that during this drive, and I'm now 102 miles into it, I did at one point in an undisclosed location, kids, don't try this at home, I did run up to 120 miles an hour. And I have to say, it's remarkably stable. There isn't a lot of wind noise or road noise from the tires. I was really impressed with how poised it was at such a high rate of speed. Now, to use launch control, you put your foot on the brake, and then you push down on the gas and release the brake. Oh, that's quick. Wow, look at that thing accelerate. This is a quick car. Whoo, wow, that's fun. I've been really impressed with this car. So, if you compare it to either the Porsche Tycan, its sister vehicle, or you compare it to a Tesla Model S, I think it's a very attractive car, both inside and out. It's very well appointed. Now, obviously, Tesla takes a more minimalist view of the design of their vehicles, but the Model S has been around now for 10 years, and so to me it's starting to kind of age, and so I really am impressed with how this car is appointed. It's certainly fun to drive. The all-wheel drive, the amount of power and performance that it has. Really, the drawback to this vehicle is range. If you compare it to that Tesla Model S, the Model S gets a lot more distance on a charge than this vehicle does. Audi estimates the range of the e-Tron GT at 238 miles, but that is nowhere close to where the Tesla Model S is. The standard Model S has a range of 405 miles. Now, one of the interesting things you see about this vehicle is there is a charging port here on the driver's side, but if you come around, there's also one here on the passenger side, and the connection here is different than the one over there, and you can only open one port at a time. So with this one open, I can't open the one on the driver's side. So the passenger side is the one I happen to be using with this Electrify America station, and you can see it's glowing green, indicating it's making a good connection. You can hear the fans kicking in. So it is now charging the e-Tron GT. So one of the things that Audi announced not too long ago is that anybody who buys a new Audi e-Tron GT now will get 3 years of free charging at Electrify America. An interesting side note is that Electrify America is owned by the Volkswagen Group, of which Audi is one of its brands. It was born out of the Dieselgate scandal from 2015. As part of its settlement with the United States government, they agreed to invest $2 billion over a 10-year period to create an EV charging network. I also want to note that the e-Tron GT does come with an Audi universal charging kit in the frunk. One of the adapters in this kit does allow you to plug your e-Tron GT into a standard wall outlet. Now, I will readily admit that I have not driven a Model S. So the only Tesla I've driven is a Model Y Performance Edition. And if you want to see that video on my channel, we did, my friend owns one, and we drove it 1,200 miles in one day from Detroit, Michigan to Tampa, Florida. And so that was a fascinating experience to get used to the autopilot feature. In fact, I would say in the 1,200 miles we traveled, probably between the two of us, we had our hands on the steering wheel, perhaps less than 100 miles of the trip. And that really is going to be one of the big advantages of a Tesla, is autopilot versus what a vehicle like this has. Now, eventually, Audi and other manufacturers will begin to catch up on a semi-autonomous driving mode. And this one has it to a degree. So, but it's not as sophisticated to me as a Tesla would be, because Tesla has millions of miles of data that it's able to use in the programming of its software, which is a great advantage that they have. Okay, on the freeway, cruising, I have the, well, I don't want to call it autopilot. Let's just say the automated features are on. The lane keep assist, the emergency braking obviously is on, all that kind of stuff. And you can let go of the steering wheel, and it will keep you within the lane for a certain period of time. And then eventually, after it realizes your hands are no longer on the steering wheel, it's going to pop up and give me this message. please take over steering and pay attention to traffic. And if you don't grab the steering wheel in the proper amount of time, you'll hear an audible sound go off and it'll change to red. There it is. Please take over steering and pay attention to traffic. So as soon as I touch the steering wheel, you notice it goes back to, I can take my hand off the wheel again. I guess if I was thinking of drawbacks to this car and the things that I don't like about it, obviously your rear visibility is rather limited due to that sloping windshield. You have a small opening back there. I'm not really a fan of this cell phone charging system they have, where my phone has to sit in this glove box in here in order to charge. And so, you know, I much prefer some sort of system where I can set it here, where I have the ability to hear the phone better, where I can grab it quickly in the case of a phone call or something that I want to look at it. So obviously I'm not a really big fan of that design element. So I guess to add one more item to the list, the limited few things that I don't like about the car, of course, would have to be the price tag. This car, the Prestige model, with the options that it has, this vehicle is almost $123,000. That just seems like a lot of money for a car with a range of 238 miles. And for somebody like me who lives in Michigan and I have 4 climates, when it's cold in the wintertime, I'm not even going to get close to that. Let me sum up this review this way. I love almost everything about this car. Volkswagen has done a great job for their very first all-electric car that they designed from the ground up. I love the exterior and interior styling better than Tesla Model S. And yes, I know that is subjective. But having said that, I would still buy the Model S over an e-Tron GT. I just can't get over the limited 238-mile range. And then you add the other factors that make the Model S a better buy. The standard Model S has performance that matches the RS e-Tron GT for less money. Tesla has the better charging network with more locations. For an extra 12 grand, I can add autopilot to a Model S, something I can't do with an e-Tron GT. And I've not even mentioned the cargo capacity. The e-Tron GT trunk is only 9.2 cubic feet, whereas the Model S has a 26 cubic foot trunk. The bottom line to me is, the Tesla Model S is the better buy. And that concludes my review of the 2022 Audi e-Tron GT. Is this really better than a Tesla Model S? And would you rather have the Porsche Tycan, its sister car, over this one? Drop a comment below and let me know. My name is Tom Stroup. You've been watching Find the Right Road. If you enjoyed that video, click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.